So I got a really good deal on a used 60-watt CO2 laser, but it needed a little TLC. Everything probably worked, except the keypad. Oh, and just a note, it is a keypad for a Ruida rdc6442s, even though it's relabeled as a Boss laser. You can see here that it boots up, the display is working fine, but none of the buttons work. So I proceeded to unplug the keypad from the motherboard, took it to the workbench, removed the rear panel, and started looking around and seeing what I could tell was going on in there. I started off tracing the traces from the keypads and saw they went to this first little IC and just wanted to see if the signals were going through there. Hat tip to those guys that do the one-handed two-probe technique and make it look easy. That's not me. Here I'm just pressing all the different buttons, trying to figure out which one goes to which pin on the processor there. After a bit, I figured out which traces were for which keys and was able to ascertain that there was continuity going through there. That was a good sign. With some hope for the keypad, I focused on the microprocessor. If you ever have a cold solder joint, that's often where it's going to be in all those little pins. Forgive my camera shot here, I kind of missed. After putting some flux on the pins of the microprocessor, I fired up the hot air gun and proceeded to heat up the solder joints. Just kind of move it around. You want to make sure the air is not on too high. You don't want to blow anything away. Takes a little while to get enough heat in there, but eventually you'll see the solder goes shiny, and you might see a little wiggle in the microprocessor as it settles back onto the board. Again, I should reiterate, be careful with the little SMD stuff that's soldered on the board. You can blow those across and work in them back in place. Don't ask me how I know. You can almost see a little glint there in the video when the solder goes soft. Then we're done. Now it's time to put it back together and see if it works. Drum roll, please. There it is. I'm able to escape out of the boot sequence. Looks like the other keys are working too. That's great. Well, I hope this helped. If you run into the same problem, I hope you can get yours working too. Happy lasering.